Good evening, guys. Am I audible to you? Guys, am I audible? You can respond to me through the chat box. I think I have given some sort of assignment this week before itself, like yesterday or day before yesterday. I have given some assignment. You people have noted down the assignment. Praveen, I think you have noted down the assignment, right? What is the assignment and all? Can you share it in the chat box? Praveen, are you there? Yeah, Praveen, can you share the assignment I have given? Yeah, Praveen, I didn't tell you to share the assignment. You can do it tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You can show it by Monday. I'm telling what is the assignment. Share it in the like chat box. Like Kiran, I don't know what is the assignment. That's why I told you to share in the chat box. Yeah, I have given like build a business idea using funnels, using awareness and lead method. So if you are clear with the assignment part and everything, let us just move on to our topic today. Okay. So today we are going to discuss regarding global and niche marketing. Okay. So today we are going to cover introduction to global and niche marketing, international digital marketing strategies, B2B versus B2C marketing approaches, SaaS product marketing, affiliate marketing strategy, podcast marketing, webinar and virtual event marketing. Okay, so firstly, what is global digital marketing? So global marketing, one second. So global marketing in the sense marketing on a international scale, like aiming to reach customers in many countries. So it requires understanding cultural differences, adapting content, and choosing the right channels per region. So, for example, McDonald's sells McAloo Tikki, McChicken burger in India, but has McRibs in the US. Like that. For example, Coca-Cola uses the same brand worldwide, but tailors adds to each region. Okay. So, what is niche marketing? It focuses on a specific, well defined segment of the market. Like it is ideal for small businesses or unique products. Okay. For example, there is a brand that sells organic baby skincare products. So, it is targeting a niche. Okay. So, GoPro targets only adventurous people and action sports lovers like that. Okay. So let me just move on to the next slide where we'll be going to learn regarding international digital marketing strategies. So digital marketing must change when targeting global audiences. So the key strategies are like localized content. So you can use local language references and visuals. Like for example, Amazon India displays current like content in multiple Indian languages. Like that, you also have to use their local language. And multilingual SEO should be there. Like you have to use keywords in regional languages to rank better. And geo targeted audience, like show different ads in different countries. For example, an ad in Dubai may promote luxury while in India it promotes value. Okay. And also we have country specific platforms like China and Russia. You have to use WeChat instead of Facebook in China. Like in Russia, you can use VK like that. Here we are using Facebook, Instagram like that. In China, Russia, in different countries, there will be different kind of platforms they'll be using. So currency and tax localization, in the sense you have to show prices in local currency and include applicable taxes. And you have to follow global privacy laws like GDPR in Europe, GST in this India and all. Okay. So when we go to the next slide, we have B2B versus B2C marketing approaches. We know what is B2B, in the sense business to business. We have got through this in our previous sessions also. But what is B2C? In the sense business to consumer. So what is B2B? Business to business, like one company sells to another. So it needs logic, data, and long-term relationship building. So we like these B2B marketing people will be using the platforms like LinkedIn and email marketing. For example, a software company will be selling tools to the banks like that through LinkedIn and email. And what is B2C in the sense? Business to consumer. Like they will sell directly to the individuals. So it requires emotion, speed, and visuals. So the platforms these people will be using is Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp. So, for example, a clothing brand selling on Mintra will be like it is a B2C, like business to consumer directly, it will be selling. Okay, in B2B, there will be a long buying process. And based on data and ROI only, it depends completely. And you should have formal communication. But in B2C, you'll take quick decisions and it will be completely based on looks and the emotions, and there will be a friendly communication itself. No need of any formal communication like that. And this is what completely regarding B2B and B2C marketing. I hope you people are clear with this. You people have any doubts with this? Okay, let me just move on then. So these are the strategy tips we'll be using. I have told you, like educate through white papers, LinkedIn, email marketing, and all. And what is SaaS marketing? Firstly, what is SaaS? Software as a service. So software you access via cloud. For example, Zoom, Canva, Salesforce, ChatGPT, like these. So what are the marketing tactics for these in the sense? There are marketing tactics like key tactics for SaaS marketing. Freemium models. So what are these freemium models? So these freemium models offer free version with upgrade options. For example, Canva, like that. Content marketing, we have saw this content marketing, like you have also done an assignment on this. You have written a blog, like blogs, tutorials to educate the users, like these you can write. Some sort of storytelling should be there, newsletters, like that. Through content marketing also you can get some sort of leads. And product led growth, like let users try the product before they buy. Like you'll be having this trial items, trial points. Even there is this app called Smitten. If you will go through this, Smitten gives you trial products. You can order some products for free trial. They'll be giving you in small packages just for the trial, and if you like that product you can buy a complete package. Or else if not up to then, like just think regarding something like a mall, some like you went to buy a perfume. Without seeing a trial you can't buy a perfume. Just by seeing the name, what are all the ingredients, flavor, everything, you can't just buy a perfume. You have to smell it, you have to make a trial for sure. So there will be these products used only for trial. If you go to Zudio also, you can see a lot of products which are kept for trial only. So these are like product led growth. So when it comes to email drip campaigns, it this sends only like targeted onboarding or offer emails. In the sense, sale is uh, the sale is open, we have 50% off, there are only limited stock, like that email campaigns we can run. And customer success, like focus on retention, not just sales. What is meant by retention? Do you people know what is meant by retention? Retention in the sense you have to make your customer to be with you until the end. Like they have to be loyal to you and they have to stay with you no matter what. They have to buy only your product. Like some people will be there who will be using the same product for 10, 15, 20 years also. Like that, you have to do the retention for the customers, not only sales. Okay, so Canva has free templates, like, right? So pro users pay monthly. That's what, like, through marketing tactics itself, they are making them, like, the people are taking the subscription for pro, premium, and all. Even there are free templates also, they are going for pro. In the sense, there will be some kind of other features using pro. That's why. Okay, so let's move on to affiliate marketing. Already we have discussed regarding this affiliate marketing in our previous sessions also, like affiliate marketing and podcast strategy. What is affiliate marketing? Like, so first, let me just tell you what is affiliate marketing. Like, you promote someone else's products and earn a commission. So based on the performance, like CPL or CPA, we have discussed regarding this before also. So you can use a strategy, like you have to choose a affiliate platform first, like share a sale or a CJ affiliate, like that. You have to choose a affiliate platform and work with niche bloggers or YouTubers. After that, you have to track using UTM links, and you have to clear the commission percentage also. For example, influencers promoting Flipkart or Amazon products, like that, they'll be using this, like they'll choose the affiliate platform first. Later, they'll be blogging, like they'll use all the vlogs, and they'll be doing marketing through different platforms, like that. Okay, so what is podcast marketing? Why you use podcast in marketing? So podcast marketing, in the sense, you, like, this audio content to build brand and trust. So this is great for niche audience and thought leadership as well. Okay, so you can share episodes on social media, you can invite guests with an audience, you can repurpose audio as blogs or videos also. Okay, so you must have so many podcasts nowadays, which are famous podcasts. Like nowadays, podcasts are trending. You would have seen this Vijay Malia podcast. Like it was a boom podcast which has got so much of reach. Like that, if you are seeing some sort of podcast like that which are inspiring, you will also get to know what happened and what are the strategies these people are following, like that. Okay, so why we use webinars and virtual event marketing? Like why you we use webinars actually? So it is great for live interaction and education and lead generation as well. Like before, like there will be email invitations first before the webinar. There will be email invitations, social media promo will be there, landing page, everything will be there. Before conducting a webinar, we'll just give the intimation that this time at this platform there will be this webinar, right? So before, we'll just intimate, and after that we'll just uh, conduct the webinar. So during the webinar, we use this presentations, like PPTs, Q&A, polls, like polls to engage. Like this, we'll use the different kind of things to attract the people. So after completion of webinar, we'll send the replay link, thank you email, and feedback form also. And if you want to do any lead generation, you will share some sort of Google form link as well. Okay. So, for example, a company, like for example, Zoho is there. So, Zoho offers webinars to explain their tools. So, are powerful in B2B marketing for educating leads. So, try to take more webinars. Okay. So, global marketing means adapting to local markets. So, B2B and B2C need very different strategies. So SaaS, affiliate, podcasting, webinars are modern tools for digital marketers. So be customer focused first, whether local or international. And this is what I wanted to tell. Like, what is this webinar marketing plan and everything. Okay. Do you people have any doubts up to now in this entire topic? If you people have any doubts, you can just ask me regarding this global and niche marketing. Are you clear so far? You want SaaS tactics? Oh, you want to know regarding the key tactics for SaaS marketing? Okay, let me just make it clear for you. Okay, so these are like freemium model, content marketing. Sorry. The same doubt you people also have. See, SaaS marketing techniques like first freemium model and trials in the sense free trial models. So you have to offer a basic version of the product for free first. So with the option to upgrade to a paid plan for more features. For example, if you are taking some sort of signing up to Spotify or else through some kind of Canva. For example, let's say Google Gmails itself, if you want to buy an email, it will show free trial for 14 days, free trial for 20 days, like that. And after ending that free trial, it will show like you have to pay this much to continue with the premium, like that. Okay, so free trial like give access to full features for a limited time, like 7 or 14 days, and so users can try before they buy. So how it works in the sense it removes the risk for users, and people love to buy before they pay, like love to try before they pay. Sorry, if they find value, they are more likely to upgrade. Okay, for example, there is Canva free, Canva Pro also. The Canva free access to limited templates and graphics, but Canva Pro has extra templates, premium images, and brand kits. There are also background removers. Many are there in Canva Pro, like that. When it comes to email drip campaigns, a drip campaign is a series of automated emails sent to users over time. Like these emails can guide users, educate them, or offer promotions. So it helps keep users engaged, teaches them how to use the product, and nudges them to upgrade or return if they stop using it. So, for example, after you sign up for Canva, first day it will give you like welcome email through tutorial link, like with tutorial link and all. And third day it will give you email about creating a resume. And fifth day it will offer 30-day trial of Pro, like that. Got it? So the next tactic is product led growth. What is this? The product itself becomes the best marketing tool. So users explore and learn by using the features, like no need for aggressive sales. So focus is on easy onboarding, user friendly design, and clear value here. So why it works in the sense, if the product is useful, simple, and delivers results fastly, users will promote it to the others automatically, like leading to organic growth. Okay, for example, when someone shares a Canva design link, others sees the interface and want to try it too, right? So that's what comes into action. So focus on customer retention. So what is retention? I have told you, make the customer stay with you. So retaining users is more valuable than just getting new ones. Like SaaS companies, software as a service companies, truck churn rate, like how many users leave, like they will be tracking churn rate in the sense how many users are leaving, they will track. And these tactics are excellent, like customer support, like they'll be having feedback collection, feature updates, loyalty offers, like that they'll be providing different kind of offers. So it's cheaper to keep existing users happy than to find new ones, right? So Canva regularly adds new features, asks for feedback, and gives discounts for annual renewals to retain users, because don't want to just leave the old users, right? Like that it will be retaining the old users continuously by sending some sort of discounts, feedback, everything. Okay, got it? Still, anybody have any doubts with any of the slides? Okay, Praveen, Pratyusha, you people have any doubts? Okay, I have come up with a new topic also. Like other than this topic, I want to cover another topic also today. Do you want me to cover this another topic also today itself, or else can we cover it tomorrow? Okay then. I'll just share the screen. Wait for 1 minute.
Alma,
Okay, so the next topic we are going to cover today is reporting and forecasting in digital marketing. I hope I am audible to you. Okay. Mm, okay. So today I am going to cover importance of reporting and forecasting, key marketing KPIs and dashboarding, Google Looker Studio like Data Studio, forecasting models and budget planning techniques. Okay. Okay, so why reporting matters? Like reporting in digital marketing means tracking results. So and sharing the performance data. So it helps you to answer like what's working and what's not working. Okay. So what are the key benefits of this reporting? In the sense, it measures performance versus goals. Okay, for example, did our ad campaign increase website traffic? Like that, what is the performance it will be tracking? And it helps in data driven decision making also. It shows strengths and weaknesses, and it builds trust and transparency with clients or your team. Okay, for example, a company runs Instagram ads. So without a report, they won't know how many sales came from that ad, right? Okay, so you people also would have saw Instagram insights or YouTube analytics, like how much time you are there on Instagram, how much time you have spent on YouTube. You can see digital well-being. You can go to your settings and search for digital well-being, and you can see there how much time you are spending in each app daily. Okay. So what are the types of marketing reports? So there is this daily report, weekly report, monthly report, and campaign report. So daily report is for quick health checkup. Like for example, ad spend, clicks, how many clicks are there daily. And weekly report is to track trends and spot problems. Like for example, website traffic growth it will be tracking. And monthly report analyzes ROI and conversions. Like how many sales are done from the campaigns it will be analyzing. And campaign reports measure specific marketing efforts like Facebook ad performance, like that. Okay, like daily reports are for internal team, monthly reports are for senior management or clients. Okay, so let me just move on to the next slide where we'll be covering the key marketing KPIs. Key marketing KPIs and dashboards. So, what are KPIs? KPI in the sense key performance indicators. So, these are metrics that matter most for the campaign. For example, website traffic, conversion rate, cost per click, CPC, and return on ad spend like ROAS, and email open rate, engagement rate. Like how dashboards help for this? Like dashboards are real-time visual reports showing your KPIs clearly. So there will be these tools like Google Looker Studio, Table AU, or Excel that helps create dashboards for you. So how to create a dashboard? I'll just tell you how to create a dashboard. So first, define your goal. For example, your goal is to increase the leads. Okay, so define your goal, choose KPIs. Example, lead from submissions. So choose the KPI in the sense key performance indicator, and connect tools. For example, Google Analytics or Web Analytics. Like that, you can connect the tools and automate updates. So you can share or embed the dashboard. Okay, this is the process of creating a dashboard. And when it comes to introduction to Google Looker Studio, so what is it? What is this Google Looker Studio? What is this? This is a data studio. So it's a free reporting tool from Google. So it creates live dashboards with data from Google Ads, analytics sheets, etc. So there are these top features like drag and drop graphs, custom date filters, interactive elements, combine multiple data sources like data blending, shareable with clients or teams, like that. Okay, So these are the features. So there are these case examples like SEO dashboard. One second. Yeah. For organic clicks and keyword trends, like there is this campaign dashboard, like ad spend versus conversions, how much you have spent for the ad versus how much sales you have got. E-commerce dashboard will be there for revenue, for checking top selling products or OI, etc. Okay. So, marketing forecasting techniques we are going to look at in the next slide. Like, what is marketing forecasting? So, why forecasting? So, to predict future results based on the past data. So, it helps plan budget, strategy, and resources also. So, there are these techniques called trend analysis, regression models, moving averages, seasonality forecasting, like these. So these are the forecasting techniques. So trend analysis, in the sense you have to look at patterns. Growth patterns, for example, website traffic over 6 months, how it is going on. You have to track that. And regression models, see how two things are related. For example, ad spend versus sales. How much we have spent for the ad, how many sales we have got, like that we can relate two things, that is regression model. Moving averages, in the sense, smooth out daily ups and downs to spot real patterns. Okay. And there is the seasonality forecast, like adjust based on the holidays or festivals or events, like that. For example, in December, so there is this e-commerce site. So e-commerce sites expect more traffic in December due to holiday shopping. Forecasting helps prepare for that. Okay. This is regarding forecasting techniques. You people have any doubts regarding this? You can just ask me through the chat box. Okay, clear? Okay. Then we just go through this. So let me just move on to marketing budget planning. Why it's important? In the sense, every marketing channel like SEO, ads, email, social media needs money. So planning ensures you don't waste your budget. So you have to follow some sort of steps for that. You have to set the goal first. For example, you want 10,000 new users, so that is your goal. First set the goal and divide the budget across the channels. So you have to consider key metrics like CAC, customer acquisition cost, return on ad spend, and emergency reserve. On these key metrics you have to consider first. And you have to sample monthly budget split. So, sample monthly budget split, like SEO. For SEO, you'll be spending 10,000. For paid ads, 30,000. Email marketing, 5,000. Social media, 15,000. And always leave a buffer for unexpected campaigns. Okay. So this is how you will be splitting your budget. So this much percentage you will be spending for this much for this, like that you'll be allocating. Okay. So these are the key takeaways we have discussed up to now. Like, reporting gives you control and clarity first. So dashboards make data easy to read, and Looker Studio is a powerful free tool. Try to open this Google Looker Studio, and forecasting prepares you for the future. So budget planning helps spend wisely for you. Okay. So these are the things I wanted to cover in this particular session. If you people have any doubts up to now, you can just ask me through the chat box. So Google Looker Studio is for free only. You can just check it out, and you can create a simple dashboard plan and choose three KPIs for a sample campaign also. Okay. So still anybody have any doubts regarding anything up to now, whatever topics we have covered? So you can once go to Google Looker Studio and check how to use it. Okay. So tomorrow do we have a session? 1 second, I'll check the schedule. Check the schedule and tell me like tomorrow do we have. Tomorrow is assignment. Then when is this doubt clear sessions? Tomorrow there is a doubt clearance session. Let's check again. Yeah, tomorrow we have a class and Sunday is for this weekly assignment. Okay. So Monday we have doubt clearance session. So tomorrow I'll take the class. So still anybody have any doubts? No, right? Okay. So let me just wind up this session here. So thank you for all of you to like thanks for your patience. Thank you for attending. You can leave the meeting now. Thank you.